A monopod with a foot and a fluid drive head. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Hey guys, welcome to our new home. We moved. It has been an absolutely crazy week. Thanksgiving just passed. As stated, I moved the family across town. We sold our house that was out in the country. Now we live in downtown Boise. My drive to work used to be 35 minutes to an hour every single day. Now it's 5 minutes. I'm a happy man. That's the great news. That's the good news. Here's the bad news. It gets dark at 4:30 every day. No time to go photograph birds. That's got me down a little bit. Can't get everything you want, right? So no big deal. That just puts a little more pressure on my weekends. I have to be judicious. I have to plan it out. I have to think about what I'm going to do. And I'm going to bring you guys along. So that's a good thing. But this last weekend was ruined. The move just ate up every minute of my life. So here I am doing a quick video to talk to you about something that you recommended to me. Let's do a quick reminder. About 2 weeks ago, I posted a video basically sharing with you my internal thoughts about buying the Nikon Z9. It was kind of a crisis in my own brain whether or not to drop the money on that. Well, I did it. The majority of you said just stop thinking about it, just do it, buy the camera. And I did. I'm excited. I bought it from a camera shop over in Idaho Falls, Twin Falls, Idaho Falls. And I prepaid for it, so I should be pretty high on the list. And supposedly, don't quote me on this, they're supposed to ship around the middle of December. We'll see how high I am in that ship category. But I'm excited because I've never owned a flagship camera except for an old beat up D3S that had like 150,000 or 300,000 clicks on it. Owned it for a very short time. Also rented a D4S for a short time, but never like the flagship brand new right out of the box. So super excited about that. And you guys are going to get to share in that entire experience with me. Fun. Here's the second thing. Quick reminder, on that video, I said that I was struggling carrying around all of that big heavy gear. And what I really needed was a lighter kit. Let's talk about what I really need. What I need right now is I need a smaller kit. I need something that I can throw in my backpack, that I can walk up and down hills with, that I'm not having to, man, I mean, I need a mule. I need a mule sometimes to carry that big lens that I have and that big tripod. So I would love to have a smaller kit that I could go hiking with. So I did something. I bought this. Hopefully it focuses. Is it focusing? Come on, Nikon. That there, my friends, is the Nikon 500mm PF. Over 700 comments on that video, the most interaction I've ever received on a video. And of those 700 comments, there had to be over 100 that recommended I go buy a 500mm PF. So you spoke and I listened. And holy cow, what a fantastic lens. So I just want to take a few minutes, not a lot, to talk about my first impressions. This is not an official camera review or a lens review. This is, I don't do lens reviews. That's not my thing. I'm not a technical guy. But what I can tell you is, as a friend, another buddy of yours that photographs birds, I can tell you my first impressions and tell you just how I feel. You know, what's my feelings when I use the lens. Number one, super light. I think this thing weighs 3 pounds, 3.2 pounds, something like that. That compared to a 10-pound 600mm f4, it's sitting over there. So if you see me pointing, that's where it's at. That 600mm f4 is a beast. Second thing, much more maneuverable. I can get around and do some stuff, which I want to pause on that just for a second. I forgot how awesome it is to be able to handhold something and peek around the bushes and kneel down. When you own a big lens, you don't think about this very much when you have it, but when you own a big lens and you're on a tripod, you are stuck on that tripod. Not such a bad ordeal if you're photographing elk or deer or something like that, but when you're photographing small little birds, those little guys are whipping around all over the place, and a lot of times they'll land right in a spot where you just beyond the reach of the tripod, where you have to pick up the tripod, move it, get a new angle, and you guys know when that happens, the bird flies off. So super cool. I can get stealthy with this thing. I can, if a bird lands right behind a leaf, I can just kind of rotate around it real nice and slow. And that's awesome. Totally awesome. Almost forgot how amazing it is to be able to compose a shot just by kind of moving around a little bit. Not only is it cool to move around a little bit to be able to see the subject, when you do have the subject, sometimes right out in the open, you can move a little bit to get some out of focus foreground to add a little interest to the shot. So super happy with the fact that I can walk around now with a lens. So I'll keep the Nikon Z6 II, of course, and the Z6 when the Z9 comes, because I can have a second body now. I can hop out the car with this thing. Did I mention it's sharp? Holy smokes. I mean, right out the box, the first few images I took, and it's nothing spectacular, some cedar waxwings, just super tack sharp, you know, and I saw some deer out in the park. The fur, the eyes, everything were just fantastic. So nothing but good things to say about the image quality and the fact that I can maneuver around with this thing a lot better. And it's a prime lens, right? So no moving, not a lot of moving parts inside. It's not a review or an opinion piece. If you don't have some bad opinions, is that, I don't know if I don't even know if these are bad opinions, but some things that I forgot about. I've been shooting f4s, f2.8s for a number of years now. I can't remember the last lens I had that was f5.6, and that extra stop of light, it's different, right? So at f4, imagine the situation. It's about 6 in the evening or 5:30 in the evening. The sun's going down, and you're at f4. You're at 1/100th of a second, and you're at ISO 1600. Well, with an f5.6 lens, 1/100th of a second, f5.6, you're now at 3200 ISO. Look, these new cameras, especially the Z6 II, are fantastic in low light. High ISO performance is pretty darn good, but man, a full extra stop, that's you start really thinking about things, right? You start thinking about your exposure compensation and whether you want to shoot it just a little bit darker and go for a darker looking image. So that's not a downfall. I mean, come on, you're carrying around a small little lens that's an f5.6 at 500 millimeter. Not a downfall, just something that I needed to be reminded of when I was out there shooting. Here's the second thing. I was also reminded that I am horrible at hand holding for video. All the video I took was just so shaky, it was ridiculous. So I immediately came home and I ordered the Monopod with the fluid head on it. So we'll see how that works. I haven't tried it out yet. All in all, roughly 2 to 3 hours of shooting with this lens. Nothing but great experience, and I'm happy I did it, and I'm super thankful to you guys for recommending it to me. Thank you. You're good friends. All right, last thing, short video here, guys. I've got a nice trip planned for the weekend. I'm excited. Going to do some duck photography, get down on the pond. But I want to talk about what's coming over the next couple of weeks. Hopefully, the Z9 will come in and I'll be able to make that trip out to Grand Teton National Park. And one other thing is going to happen. I've got a friend, Jeremy. I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description. He and I are meeting up at the end of December, and we're going to meet somewhere in that Nevada, Idaho area. We don't know what we're going to photograph, but it's just a chance for me to introduce you to one of my YouTube friends, Jeremy. Young guy. I've got kids his age, so it's going to be kind of cool to shoot with a guy younger than me and kind of get his perspective. So that's coming up at the end of the month, and super excited to be able to meet him in person and to be able to make some cool videos. That's basically it, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for this. Thanks for watching this quick Friday morning video and my quick review of the 500mm Nikon PF. Should I give a thumbs up or something? Should I give like a buy it or not buy it? Buy it. It's a buy. If you're in the market and you're not sure, and you got a few grand to drop on a lens, buy the 500mm Nikon PF. You guys have a great weekend. See ya.